with when I was like in the mall, you know, like going to the bowling alley. It's roughly 20,000. Is that for one of them or for two of them? Because I want two of them. Because you got to be able to play side by side with somebody so you can have like a competition.
Target calibrated.
Oh, it's, okay. 20 is for both of them, and the two are connected to each other. Okay. Well, you just saved me $20,000 one day. Thank you.
Geb jungle, you'll love it.
Appreciate it. It's one machine. Oh, it's the one machine, and it comes with the two dance pads. Got it. Got it.
Right, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oops.
Let's not talk about it.
In God mowing his lawn. Hey neighbor, want to dance? Oh,
Yeah,
you can really
I thought you
move.
was, yeah, you know. Thought you might have seen something I
Gas
didn't.
portal down.
If you know electronic repair, you could buy a used one that doesn't work. And if I knew how to play the stock market, I could never stream Smite again. But here we are, you know?
We could do bags.
Sometimes you know things, and sometimes you don't. Mm-hmm. You're pretty confident you could beat me in a dance battle? I do not have a lot of practice. I do not have a lot of practice. I bet you'd beat me. But I haven't played Beat Saber in like probably 2 months, and I'm still confident that I could take on anybody in chat at Beat Saber. I'm confident.
Missing Geb.
Fun fact, by the way, I'm not the mid laner.
You're what?
I said, fun fact, I am not the mid laner. Mm-hmm. I'll take on anybody at Beat Saber. Give me one warm-up game and I'm ready. 1v1 Beat Saber. Let's go. 1v1 me, bro. Beat Saber, couch back. What's up, Nav?
What's up?
What's up, Buck?
He's doing his right now.
Firmware updated.
Yeah, I see tweets from her every once in a while, Mouse. I see tweets from her.
Target.
Enemy missing metal. Cancel that. First
No, it's good because my brother is also really,
sucks.
really
It's-
good
you
at
should've
Beat
known better, or
Saber.
I should've known
So
better.
we
My
have
bad.
good matches back and forth. We have good matches. They are taking a lot. Oh! Oh!
Who said I'll fall jungle? Didn't it?
Oh my god, that was dirty
Janice is missing, by the way.
on so many levels.
Telling you guys are underestimating.
That was dirty. There was like 98 different things right there that just happened.
Thanks.
We have me and my brother have a pretty funny like
The obelisks are active.
a pretty funny Beat Saber competition.
All the
Because-
by the way.
As a general
Yeah.
rule,
He's got a
my
back, too.
brother is a better technical player than me. Like he gets more points. He's just better at
these things
getting
are-
a higher point score. But I'm better at not dying. Like I'm better at staying in it. So as a general rule, if we both finish the song, my brother usually beats me in score. But if only one of us is going to beat the song, it'll usually be me. So we kind of have a funny relationship where like at the end, if we both beat the song, I'm like, ah, you probably won.
Excellent upgrade.
You know? So it's a pretty fun
missing.
dynamic. it's usually pretty close. It's usually pretty
Zoning
close.
me from my creeps.
But he almost
They're on the
always
purple.
edges me out
Dude,
by
our
around
side
10
right
to
here, I think.
30,000 points, which
I
in
have my
Beat
ult if
Saber
you
is
wanna make this.
actually quite close because the scores are like multiple hundreds of thousands. But he always inks me out in points.
No way.
Ha!
All
Yes.
beads.
Output jungle, nothing but the classics on this channel. That's what I said earlier. I said only the most meta picks, man.
I have no idea.
he called it, so he just-
Jungler.
Yeah, you gotta pick up the output.
You did have him with the time.
You gotta let it. You gotta pour it into a
Ganesh is
decanter, dude. Let it sit there for about an hour. Swish it around. Get a nice smell in there.
Target.
Blackberry and coffee bean.
Get all down, get blinked down.
Oh, what a wonderful vintage. 83, you say?
Start the red buff.
It's a rare
Well,
one
that's
for
fine.
sure. A true delicacy, man. A true delicacy. I'm here. I am the best Puch
Left.
player in Smite, and that's all I have to say.
Their blue might be up.
And yeah, that's why Axe, I'm saying it right to your face.
Bruh, leave me alone.
In Khan, there's a sommelier, I see. Yep. To be a sommelier would be a really cool, do we have any in chat? Do we have any sommeliers in chat? That'd be a really cool honor to have. It's really rare, it's really hard.
What's the second item? Mirrodin, or what are the second item for mid?
For mid, another flat pen, typically, usually Spear of the Magus or Divine Ruin, depending if they have healing or not.
Alright, Spear of the Magus it is.
You've had wine twice,
Your
so
middle tower
yes.
is under attack.
Yeah, there's a
You're
restaurant
zoning me from my wave
when we
again.
go to
Firmware updated.
when we
was trying
take
not to.
our.
Janus
You're
also
not,
good,
but you're a
right?
certified Cicerone level 2, which is like that, but for
Get ball,
beer
yeah, I'll drop
instead. I didn't know there was a beer version. That's interesting.
Top right.
Does your
Yes,
day
yeah.
consist of a lot of IPAs?
I'm ult down.
A lot of fruity IPAs, my friend?
And his speed.
Your right tower is under attack.
I am not the mid laner.
Out left.
Well, fun fact.
Gab was going towards left.
There's a
Janus should have
a
his boots up
restaurant
really
that
quick
we
and
go
come
to.
in. Careful left. Can you
when
ult
we go
left?
to
Can you ult left? Ult
Disneyland.
left?
That's called
I'm good,
Napa
I'm good.
Rose.
3 people left.
And their wine selection is
Gab is here.
comical. But one of the crazy things about the restaurant is in order to be a waiter slash waitress there, you have to be a sommelier.
Gab's coming right. Gab's right here.
Every single one of their waiters and waitresses is a sommelier.
Target calibrated.
Which is kind of nuts when you think about it.
He's on his purple.
But,
Janus up.
and this is true, I think
Just teleport by you.
I read about it because I read a nice big article on it. So I might have this number slightly off,
Freedom!
but if you were to guess how many bottles of wine that they have in their cellar, guess how many bottles of wine that this restaurant has in their cellar.
Well, that was
It
interesting.
is a unbelievable number. Unbelievable. At least 6. Good guess.
Is he getting nerfed tomorrow?
Good guess. Good guess. The answer is 18,000 bottles. 17,000.
I got it up.
You said 17s, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane. Insane.
Enemy missing.
It checks out why every waiter slash waitress that
You can dash the Janice.
that works there has to be a sommelier.
Here.
Enemy.
And some of those bottles get real crazy. I didn't spend a lot of time looking at the wine
Can you
list
come in?
because traditionally when we go there,
Bro,
Ally
please.
has been slain.
we just
I wasn't
ask
there,
the
dude.
waiter for a pairing because, you know, they're all sommeliers. It's like what you're supposed to do. But
I got the tower.
Your team has
I definitely took a little stroll through their wine book, which is literally like this thick. It's just like the thickest book you've ever seen. And there was definitely at least one bottle of wine there that was $5,000. There was at least one. I didn't look very hard through the list, but I saw that one and I was like, that's gotta be a winner. That's gotta be up there for sure. Gotta remember that name, because if he recommends that pairing, I gotta say, maybe a little cheaper.
ultimate is down.
Maybe a little cheaper.
Your right tower is under attack.
What was the Brooklyn Nine-Nine where he was like, I would like your best bottle of wine. They're like, oh, sir, that's a wonderful $4,000 bottle. And he was like, I would like your second cheapest bottle of wine. Mm-hmm. Your $8-iest bottle of wine. Yeah. They all showed up with a red wine from Arkansas.
Shot right.
God, that show was excellent. 9-9?
Target calibrated.
Your uncle likes to bring 5K bottles of wine to your family reunion to make sure everybody knows how much it costs. Hey, you know what? Listen, if you got an uncle bringing 5K wines, you know what you say? You're like, wow, uncle, you're so big and strong. And then you take a sip of it because most people will never ever have a chance in their life to try that. So,
Another patient.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, I'm a trust well.
play to the ego and get yourself a glass. You know what I'm saying? There's no shame. There's no shame, man.
Your middle tower is under attack. Your right tower is under attack. Enemy missing middle.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I feel like my friendship levels over to the duo lane have been really high in this game. Like every time I rotate over here, I feel like it's just friendship.
He's not gonna be that voice.
Oh my god, I am trying so hard. 1205 unstable vortexes, man.
An enemy has been slain.
It doesn't matter.
Kaboom, baby.
It hurts his
Lucky that
ass.
Amma was there.
You're on fire.
It hurts his ass.
I got your back.
They do have a Ganesh and a Gab. It is a Gab jungle versus my Puch jungle for sure.
Low T. You might have to fight.
He's an executive at Ford. Holy.
2 down, baby. Holy shit. You're on fire.
Did
Your team has destroyed.
you say, wow, uncle, you're so big and strong. I really would love to follow
The
in
enemy
your
team has
footsteps.
destroyed the Gold Fury.
Wouldn't it be great if you could teach me I would love to be your underling and get your coffee, sir. Play the game. Win. You've got a path to victory right there. Take it. Take it. Wow, Uncle, you're stronger than an F-150. And then follow that up with one of the top selling models in the United States. When it was released and blah, 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 it brought blah, blah, blah to the table, blah, 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 blah.
Apparently I got this guy.
Oh, nice block.
How this works.
Your right tower has been destroyed.
There's no shame, man.
Tower is under attack.
Missing. Careful.
You'll have to work up on your buttering skills. You will. You will.
Enemy ultimate down.
Ow. Come on, man! I have been hit by so many Janice holds this game. What's that? Swiggity, swiggity, swoogity. Been hit by so many.
Oh, that lag.
Are we Dracula in this scenario?
Can I just right here behind
Yeah, me if you'd like to. Oh, Incon, your lock-on Janice ult subscription is still active. Oh boy, I thought I canceled that. I need to save that $6.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Unlike this guy's uncle, he doesn't give a damn about the $6. The most expensive bottle of wine that I bought. At one point, I bought a wine that was a couple $100s. And this is true. And this is true. And I probably should feel bad about it, but I don't. But I don't. Yeah, I think right around there, Mouse. We were looking for a nice bottle of wine to bring up for Thanksgiving.
Just what I needed.
For Thanksgiving.
You cannot hide.
And I wanted to bring up something nice because my long story short, my grandma and my grandpa really, really love wine. We all grew up with wine. They would always open up a really nice bottle at the holidays, but they live in California and they're old, so we don't, like really old, they like can't really travel anymore, so we don't really get to see them anymore, kind of thing. And so I've tried to like carry on the tradition of like at holiday you open up a nice bottle of wine and everybody gets to enjoy it, kind of thing.
Careful, left.
And we were looking at some of the nicer bottles. We were looking at like $100 bottles of wine. Okay, I just got deleted off the planet. And in the process of looking at these bottles of wine, I saw one. I
really want this left lane.
that was like pretty dang expensive. Like I think it was like $300. No, maybe $250. Somewhere around
Yeah,
there.
no problem. I didn't think they'd go all the way through.
And I was looking at all the bottles and I was checking all of their prices because I don't know enough about
Incons on the board,
bottles
they're
of
always
wine to
all
like
the way
know their
through.
prices off the top of my head, right? So I'm like Googling and researching on them and stuff while I'm in the store.
I'm TPing in on that.
And I look it up. And this particular bottle of wine
I'm on my
was
way.
worth like $1,500.
That is a lane fee.
Because of the year that it was. The latest year that had just come out was right around the $250 marker that they had released. But this was like a 4-year-old vintage that was a really, really good year that was highly sought after. And they marked it for the
His
same
beads
price
down in his Aegis.
as the 2021 version or whatever it was.
by himself here.
And so I was like, I think we buy it. I was like, this will probably be the most expensive bottle of wine that we ever buy.
Janice old.
But like, they marked it wrong. Like 100%, they marked it wrong. So I think we just get it, right? Like we'll never get an opportunity to try a bottle of wine that's this expensive. So I bought it. And we had it and it was absolutely fantastic and it came with a great story at Thanksgiving.
Tower is under attack.
Not only was it a great bottle of wine, it also came with a great story. So, I felt kind of bad about it, and I hope nobody got in trouble. But like, also,
It was probably,
you know, kind of a rare opportunity there, you know, to get I don't know what the math ends up being, 80% off or something.
they're going right, careful right.
So, and to be fair, I also didn't feel that bad about it because it was I kind of felt like my grandma a little bit. So my grandma is an author. Like that's like, she was like literally an author. She wrote books about wine. She edited newspapers. Everything that she did was writing.
Low, I mean,
And literally being an author, like making books. And as a side hustle, and you guys will appreciate this. As a side hustle, because she had so much knowledge about wine and about wine books and that sort of stuff,
I get 2 left after my weekend.
she would go to old bookstores and she would go to flea markets and that sort of thing. And she would go around looking for books that were super rare, that people didn't know were super rare because they just didn't know about. I just got ran over by a car that they didn't know were super rare. And so one day she went around and she got a giant collection over the years. She got a giant collection. Hundreds of books that she had gone around for decades
Ganesh all,
and bought them from all of these places. And she eventually sold them all to a guy from Britain. A guy from Britain flew over to buy them for what was presumably a buttload of money, because she had all of a sudden become like one of the world's leading wine book connoisseurs. Like she had all of these crazy rare editions of books that you couldn't find anywhere else. And when they asked him how he could afford it, like what do you do to be able to afford this? And he said, I could tell you, but I'd have to kill you.
Target calibrated.
And so they didn't ask again.
Diabolisks.
Sold him the books. Never heard from him again. They were like, honestly, we weren't gonna press it. 100%, we were not gonna press it. So,
that's
I always thought that was a great story.
chances up here.
Like, all right. Man, this Janus damage is real good, let me tell you. It
He's
is
so
real
speedy,
good.
too.
Definitely a Bond villain for sure. For sure.
Dude,
Uh-huh.
can I stop getting hit by a Janus ult?
Yeah, better you than me.
especially
I'm
him.
real tired of it too.
Janus has half HP.
Another patriot has fallen.
Get blink.
I'm just getting
You're
domain
on fire.
power now.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Janus Ganesh ult on me.
Turns out he runs around and buys mislabeled wine bottles and resells it. Oh, they're on fire. Yep.
Honestly, this overkilled him again. Nice. Good kill.
I can't see the HP. I got it. Let's go. Let's flippin' go, bro.
1 HP. Stage is down.
Give me that fire item.
Not how this works.
Up! I can't see the A and B. Ingun looks at script. Yeah, I had paused too after my fire giant got stolen by an owl Puch. I
Sonny's gotta
couldn't
go
see
find
it.
his computer after you threw it.
What's up, Archon? Let's go. Let's go. Holy
I
cow.
was about to be back up.
That was
Wanna get another
wild.
out.
That is actually filthy. That was mad filthy. Hero plot armor. I thought only Barracuda
come
got
here
the
often?
plot armor. Oh gosh. This has been an interesting game of Smite, man. An interesting game of Smite. You had a wine that was made in 1865. It was a wine made in celebration at the end
Crazy
of the
weather
Civil
we're
War, and you
having,
got to have it for your one
Dude, it's 50 now in
Year
New York out of nowhere. It was like 10 degrees at one
sobriety
point.
anniversary.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's same here in Indiana.
Yeah, we just got like 6 inches of snow 4 days ago, and now it's 70 degrees in Missouri.
There's a, I gotta crunch some numbers on a lot of this. I gotta crunch some mad numbers. There's a lot happening here to unpack. We're all gonna have a chat. We're all gonna have a chat. That is true. That is true. Once a wine gets that old, it is typically not meant to be drunk anymore. It has to be kept in very, 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 very specific conditions in order to be drinkable. And they always have to run it through a like a sieve, you know. They have to
Logan is
because the cork will have
Sometimes just
disintegrated
go
by
around,
that
go
point, and they have to
basically
sieve out all of the cork from the wine and all that kind of stuff.
It's true.
man, I wish they were.
It's actually kind of cool if you actually have seen the way that they open those up. Really, really, really old wines, really, really, really fancy wines. They actually don't. They actually don't remove the cork at all, because the cork is already at this point kind of disintegrated. And so there's already going to be cork in the wine, and they don't want to make it worse. And so what they do is they heat up they heated up the bottle of wine, and they literally like cut off the top. Yeah.
Time's in right.
They literally like heat up the very top portion of it, not the actual like wine portion of it, but the top portion, and they literally cut it off.
But the gold.
And so they just
Yeah, but
remove
James
the top in its entirety. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool to watch it happen. It also makes sure that you can't like
I'm gonna
keep
stay
the
super far
bottle
back to this
and
jam.
resell it,
Team has
you know?
destroyed the pyro.
Alright,
It's
well,
really interesting.
I almost want to go right, dude. Just
No,
drop it.
not the actual wine itself, Jab.
They warded.
They literally just do it to the very top, and then they cut it off. Yeah, and it's all done.
It didn't hit any.
It's pretty nifty. Heim all down, AMA all down, Janice all down. This is a good fight for us.
Get riggedy rat, son.
Shove left, why not?
Okay. You can take this.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Just take towers or?
We don't want any cork in there, just a little glass. Well,
Okay.
if you do it right, there should be one clean cut. Zing! I'm sure you can Google it and look at it. It is pretty cool to watch. Highly stressful. Highly. I would never want that job. I don't want any job that at any point I'm holding something worth a buttload of money in my hands. You know? I do not want that. Like working in a museum, like if your job was like to be the person that had to like transport the piece of museum art to like put it in its spot, absolutely not. No way. No, thank you. That seems like a horrible job. Yeah, but I'm not holding it. I barely touch it at all. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I barely even touch the thing.
Firmware updated.
Did you hear about the security guard that doodled on a very expensive painting because he was bored? I did not. No. I did not. You'd love to be an archaeologist, but you'd be petrified to break some ancient Egyptian artifact. Mm-hmm. But like, seriously, imagine you're the waiter at this crazy high-end restaurant, and some rich guy comes in, and he's like, yo, I want your $5,000 bottle of wine. And you're like, okay. And then they're like, also, you got to open it up in this special way. And you're like, okay. And you're literally sitting there holding it. Palms are sweaty, knees are weak, mom's spaghetti.
I see.
Like, you're like, man, I'm just trying to pay my rent. Like, if I drop this thing, I'm like fired times 10,000. Like, that's a lot of pressure to put on somebody that's just trying to pay their rent. You know? Holy.
If we kill Ama,
You're trying to pour the bottle, you're just shaking like a dog, man. You look like me trying to pour the dang bottle of wine.
Industries thanks you for your contribution.
Mm-hmm.
Even the darkest corners have my
Couldn't do it.
watchful eye.
I'm coming.
Target calibrated.
Dance your
Sure is. That is a 1 HP Ganesh. That is a no HP Ganesh. That is a no HP Heim. Pop. Yep.
20 speed.
Can we end it?
I think we can.
Sure, Janice had a ult out, I think.
40 seconds, 4 of us, 1 Yanis.
What's the worst that's gonna happen?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh, you don't have it.
His ult's already down. You can't hit it,
I
but
need you to. We don't have any.
No, yo, Suki, we need you, Suki! You're our main Phoenix damage.
I didn't realize that. I thought it was
Now we can go more.
Alright, I'm ulting on you guys.
Team has
All right.
destroyed a right enemy.
Up. I got my Bumbas, bro. Bumbas, hammer, Puch, late game. GG's.
Telling you, dude. You're underestimating.
broken.
OP.
You're so good.
OP. You sold some nice 6K coffee makers? What? That's got to be for like a Starbucks, right? There's no way it was a 6K at-home coffee maker. That's like an industrial machine. Nope, it was for personal use. No! No! Doesn't make any sense. The G to the G's. Thank you for supporting the Twitchiest community. If you'd like to see more videos, make sure you subscribe to the channel and always hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos. Thank you for all your support and have a Twitchin' day, y'all.